early game gold making method. So a lot of the locations that people used to use have been patched. This one still works here near the Musanda Lux. You build a hanging trap, you build a campfire underneath, and then I've also made my second base. You can do it early with your first base if you want to farm some gold for a while. Just build a pal box nearby. You can also just run away on a mount and come back and he will respawn each time. I just find having a pal box for your second or third base to do it, or even the first base if you just want to make your first base here temporarily and farm some gold. That works as well. You build a campfire, there's a burn effect. You can also add the poison crossbow, the poison bow. I think the poison bow is also pretty early. I think the hanging trap is level 4, and a poison bow to make it a little bit faster is probably around level 8 or 10 or something. The second base probably around level 15, depends a little bit on how much you focus on the infrastructure in the base. But he burns down pretty slowly, so the poison just makes it a little bit faster. You get the loot between 1,000 and, 10,000 and 15,000 gold. And then I just teleport away and teleport back again. You can just run 300 meters or something away. Put a marker if you're doing it that way to make it a little bit easier to see how far you need to run. Teleport away, teleport back. So I guess the faster your system is, your console or your PC or whatever, this method becomes even faster. A lot of the time is spent traveling. And then I'm not sure if you can keep the campfire permanently. I found that it was hard to rebuild the stuff each time. It was easier to build the hanging trap first, then the campfire. Using a pal to build it up a little bit faster, the poison effect again. So with 10 to 15,000, the average will be, I guess, 12.5k per time you do this. It takes around 1.5 minutes to do each kill. So you end up with around 500,000 per hour, which is a pretty good amount of gold in the early game. Then you can use the Wandering Merchant, buy Paladin fragments, you can buy red berries and wheat, eggs, milk, all the ammo, pal fluids, high quality pal oil. If you go to the other merchants like Yun Shelter and stuff, you can add tomato, lettuce, all that good stuff. I think I have Shabby, yeah, so Shabby and 1 pal. That was just my combat pal, so you probably want to use 5 pals with Noble at least. You can even crossbreed a little bit for Noble and Fine first to get a 40% discount, just to make that money last a little bit longer. Then you can also check the Black Marketeer's pals each time if there's something you want to add. If you're really early game, you might not have stuff I think he sells a couple of pals that have work level 3. You can buy yourself a bee to get honey going. So you can also check the Black Marketeer's stock each time you do this, just to see what he sells. You can buy while he's burning to save some time, so you don't have to do it each time. But yeah, you can start doing this at level 4, and then just gets a little bit faster as you go. Might want to buy a good handiwork pal the first time you do it, just to build a campfire a little bit faster, I guess. You could put some work speed stats as well. I don't really think that's super important. Yeah, he burns down pretty slow. But since you're getting gold, you can just buy the poison glands as well from merchants. So just using some poison arrows isn't a big deal. You use 4 arrows per kill if you want to speed it up a little bit. So yeah, buying some early game pals, getting the gold for Paladin fragments and all that good stuff. There are other ways to make gold, but this one is just very low investment. You don't need to breed anything or build any sort of base structures and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for watching.